Everything went down here in the studio. I lost everything. So I'm restarting it, and let's see if that works. It may very well. I hope it does. It looks like it is for those that watch on YouTube. Although I'm looking at a black screen here, and I don't know why. Well, we'll see what happens. It is a Thursday morning. Coming up, a bunch to get to here today. Hobica's free money question of the day. We'll do that coming up in a few minutes. And this morning, it'll be worth, what is Davey saying? We'll find out in a few minutes. What do you say, worth how much this morning? YouTube is up, I'm being told.
$250.
Wow, he's creeping up.
We'll do that coming up at about 7:35 this morning, so get ready for that. Big debate, of course, the other night. Will there be another debate? It's funny because yesterday Trump was saying on Fox News that why would I give her another? It's probably my greatest debate performance ever. I totally won the debate. Why would I give her a chance to debate me again after I've already beaten her? I'm not sure everybody sees it quite that way. By the later in the day, however, he was saying that there may be another debate. The question then will be, will Harris debate him again? She says she will. I would say that's probably foolish on her part. Why would you give him another chance after that? Let's talk to John Zogby and see what he thinks about all of it. John, I'm assuming you saw the debate the other night.
I did. Every minute of it.
Yeah. I understand, and I'm not trying to make people angry, but I look at it in a different way, and this is not at some point this person who's going to be president next is going to have to negotiate with a Vladimir Putin, or in some way back and forth with a Kim Jong-un or Iran again, and you have to be thinking that if you're Putin, who is extremely well versed on how to embed himself or to cause trouble in the United States, you have to be thinking he was taking notes and realizes the first and the only he'll be fine in his negotiation with Trump as long as he says, I think people are getting bored at your rallies and they're leaving. And then, I mean, this demeanor is not something you want to see at the head of the country at this point, I would think.
Well, I shouldn't be saying this, but let's just say that Donald Trump was not presidential, not professional, someone who told him that he should go out there and display some gravitas, I'm sure did not tell him to scowl for an hour and a half. Scowling doesn't win on television. But, the important thing is forgive me for this, but the downright goofy behavior is troublesome. Haitians eating pets in Springfield, everybody's talking about that and laughing at that, and it's on a scale from preposterous to pathetic. Infanticide is allowed in some states. You even had to have the moderator step in and fact check immediately, because you can't have anything like that with no evidence whatsoever hanging out there. The size of crowds, and Kamala Harris was right in that instance that all he is looking for is flattery, and something to feed his narcissism. Now, with that said, he got in, I think, the line of the evening against her when he said, look, you're promising a lot of things. You've been where you are for 3.5 years.
Why haven't you
Why
done
didn't
it?
you do it?
Yeah.
I
would also add to that on his in the beginning it looked like he was sticking to the game plan, and it was, Afghanistan certainly a problem, the border definitely a problem. But I would like to, we did a lot of comparing Biden from Biden's performance in the debate to his performance during the State of the Union to back when he used to ride bikes, to back when he was campaigning. That is true. I mean, what a decline. There's no doubt a significant decline to the point of that last debate, which was just terribly sad and horrible. But I challenge people to look at the debates and the performance by Donald Trump from 2016 until the one you just saw the other night. You did not have, you had a tough Donald Trump who was oftentimes controversial, but he did not go off the rails like he did the other night. This is a different Donald Trump than the one who ran in 2020 and the one who ran in 2016. Right, and it was part of the Harris team's playbook to get him off the rails, to challenge him and to get under his collar. And that's all she had to do, and she did. I don't think she had the greatest debate performance. However, clearly she came out to play. She was confident. She was cool. I think she did her job as a prosecutor very well without appearing to be a bully or victimizing him. She did all that right. Where she blew it, I think, was the very first question. Can you tell the American people that they're better off than they were? Yeah, totally did not answer that question. Totally did not answer. She shifted to the future. That reminded me of, do you remember when Mark McGuire testified before Congress? Yes. And he said, I don't want to talk about the past. I want to talk about the future. Yeah, of course. Right. Well, I thought about this, and I guess what they will say is, if she's talking about the last 3.5 years, she's going to have to be critical of Donald Trump or of Joe Biden. And that is something that she doesn't want to do, so she avoided the question. The problem is, however, she avoided the question. That was a very important question that she needed a better answer to, and she avoided it. I think for the moment, she needed to show that she was up to the job, that she belonged on the stage, that she was likable. I think she succeeded in that. And the flash polls that were taken afterward, the focus groups with independents, all seemed to indicate that she passed that test. So let's call that debate one. If there is no other debate, she won that debate. But she kept the race at equilibrium. And, she had a very good August. She made significant gains to get the Democrats back solidly in the race. She had a not so good week last week, and I think she revived. In Tuesday's performance, but she's going to be dogged by the economy, and she's going to have to deal with it. She's going to be dogged on her position on fracking, which opens the door to her changing her position on a number of things. And now is phase two. She's going to have to focus on dealing with those. Andrew.
Yeah, it's almost, if you really think about it, if you're in the Trump camp, you say, you're not going to, don't do that again. Don't put yourself in that position again, because you simply can't resist your ego being threatened. You simply can't, control yourself with regard to losing your temper. So we're just going to let the issues kind of play forward and try to get the message out a different way.
But don't you agree, though, that this Trump 4 years ago, 8 years ago, would not have fallen into that trap?
No, I think he's just so angry and bitter.
And maybe that's it. Maybe there's been
think that really
so much. There's been so many, court cases or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just built up. Or maybe he's older and doesn't have the ability to keep his temper in check. I don't know which it is, John.
He's never been challenged by this, and he's always been able to, crazy to use the word finesse, but he's always been able to change the subject, revert to humor, get mean, talk about other things, and divert attention away. But this time it was just the two of them. And he fell into a trap that everybody else could see from a mile away.
Yeah. They pre-promoted it. They pre-promoted it. Everybody knew it was coming.
And I don't think he should have been, but I think he was caught off guard in the sense that he wasn't debating Joe Biden. And the debate performance that he had, while some would argue wasn't great, I thought it was tremendously better than Tuesday, without a doubt. I feel like he handled himself a little bit better with Joe Biden and letting him talk and not kind of, as you say, John, going off the rails as much. But I think with her there, he was caught off guard, A, on her performance initially, and B, her composure, I think, through him.
Well, think of it this way. You're at a gathering, you're at a party, and you're talking to someone who's supposed to know things. And that person starts talking about Haitians eating babies, pets. And
it's Hillary that eats the babies. If you keep track of the QAnon stuff.
I forgot. But it's stunning, and it's stunning that this is someone who has been and seeks again to be president of the United States. He really went off the rails, and I'm not saying he got himself unelected, because this is still a very close race. And as I just pointed out a minute ago, she has some questions that she has to answer. But just think of that moment and think, did you ever believe that you would live to see something like that?
The answer to that is absolutely not. And in both cases, in Biden's performance, it just is so bad. It was so bad. I was so worried for the country and what the rest of the world was looking at. I felt the same way with Trump's performance the other night. On the other hand, in her interview with who'd she get interviewed by? Was it
Dana
CNN?
Bash?
Dana Bash. I felt that there was a lot of avoiding there as well. And Walz did a very poor job of explaining when asked about his misstatement, is what it's being called, I guess, talking about his military experience and carrying weapons into battle. He completely avoided that question. He did not answer that question. There's going to come a point in the next month and a half that they're going to have to have an answer for these questions, whether it's the economy or his misstatements, or you're going to see this continued honeymoon that she seems to be enjoying, especially after the debate performance. I feel like you're going to see that begin to dissolve.
You can. He has to get on his game better. And part of the problem is that there are, well-respected, more mainstream conservative Republicans who are abandoning him. So who are his surrogates going to be?
Well, that's the other thing. It is unprecedented to see the number of Republicans and members of his former administration who, there's only so many times you can say, well, I fired them. William Barr? I mean, William Barr is a great example. Mike Pence is another great example. This is unprecedented that you have so many people who have come out against him who were with him. That's a problem that he's going to have going forward.
Yeah, it is. So here we are, 53 days, I guess it is, and we're still at equilibrium. Both sides is much motivated by distrust and dislike of the other side, but she scored big in the sense that her demeanor, more so than her content.
Yeah.
Her demeanor showed that, or I think answered a lot of questions for her.
Does she? I guess so. Is that what it's going to be? Is we leave it at this place and then move forward to Election Day? She doesn't have to answer those questions. He doesn't have to. I'm talking about, when I talk about him, I'm talking about Walz. Doesn't have to answer those questions. At some point, someone's going to challenge them, and they're going to have answers.
No. She got herself to this point, but from here on in, she's going to have to deal with those questions.
Yeah, I agree. All right. You asked us, now I'll ask you. Unprecedented. we've never seen anything like what we're dealing with right now. 10 years ago, if you decided you were going to write a book and it turned into a screenplay and a movie on TV, you'd be like, that is just not believable. Right?
Right. Yeah, and I've read a lot of those kinds of novels, with the, the twists and turns and the unbelievable endings. We're not even close to the unbelievable ending.
Yeah. It makes House of Cards look not so crazy after all, I guess.
No, it doesn't.
John Zogby, as always, thank you. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, thanks. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
If you're predicting, will there be another major blowout that changes the trajectory of the race?
I think there would have to be. To say no would be irresponsible, I think.
It'd be irresponsible and ignorant.
Yeah.
It would be, based on what we have dealt with up to this point.
Yeah. I mean, if there were 2 weeks left, I would still say something could happen.
Go back 1 year and look at everything that has happened. I'm not sure. There are plenty of people out there saying this is going to happen, but nobody ever believed it would happen. Look at where we are. The fact that she's even in the race and Biden is out and who knows where is shocking on its own.
Yeah, I think and you get the whole thing is like, how present or active is he currently in his position now is the other question. And that's not the conspiratorial side. That's literally just asking the question.
And then one more, the 9/11 ceremony in New York. It was something to see them all down there together
civilly
with Trump, and there was even hands being shaken and all of that.
As there should have been,
as there should be. But only in the world we're currently living in did you look at that picture and say, "Oh my God, what's going to happen?"
Yeah.
Right? That's how I felt anyway. Okay, we're doing Hobica's free money question of the day. As Davey has made it very clear, he's upping it again today. $250. The bold Davey.
The bold and the beautiful. That's me.
Yeah, you are. I wasn't going to go that far, but
you said the bald or the bold?
I think he said the bald and the beautiful. Caller number what? What are you looking for?
1010.
10th caller through the lines right now at 315-736-0186. Caller 10. 315-736-0186. Great question. It is next. Your chance to win from Hobica, WIBX.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I don't like onions. I'm doing paleo. Do they have gluten-free bagels? You can't juggle every food request for a work event, or can you? EasyCater is the all-in-one tech platform that makes it easy to get restaurant catering for work, with options for any group's size, taste, dietary preference, or budget. EasyCater saves your favorite restaurants and orders, which makes reordering a snap. Need to modify an order? No problem. So when it comes to food for work, make it easy on yourself with EasyCater. Start your order at easycater.com.
Have you been thinking about buying a new hot tub or spa? Now is the time. Liverpool Pool and Spa has a large selection of American-made spas and hot tubs. Enjoy year-round for both relaxation and hydrotherapy. Fast delivery and installation available, as well as local service and support long after the sale. Financing options also available for qualified buyers. Stop into the Rome location today on 1501 East Dominic Street in Rome, or visit liverpoolpoolandspa.com for more information. Don't just dream it, live it.
A message from Art Pierce, Executive Director of the Capitol Arts Complex in Rome.
Like so many others in our community, the Capitol Arts Complex was devastated by the recent tornado that came through our town. Fortunately, the marquee on the main building was left intact. Many in the community were not impacted. Others have been severely impacted and will need help to get back on their feet. The Rome community has always been there to help. Today, your support is needed more than ever. Helping hands and donations will get us all through this.
The Stanley Theater in downtown Utica presents 1964, The Tribute, on Thursday, September 19th. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit thestanley.org.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code SUPPORT, or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off. roundhouseprovisions.com, code SUPPORT.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Shop with confidence at Mattress Express with our brand name low price guarantee. When you buy a mattress at Mattress Express, if you see it advertised locally within 30 days of purchase, bring it to our attention. We simply refund the difference. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
We were begging for people. Boy, this seems like a 1964 Beatles Bat show coming to the Stanley Theater. We have tickets to give away there. Also, tickets to give away for the Broadway show, which is coming up this weekend. And it's a five-time Tony Award winner, the show. Sherry is in New York Mills, ready to take a shot at Hobica's free money question of the day. Hello, Sherry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
All right, let's do it. I feel like if you don't know the answer to this one, make an educated guess. And I hope you're right. It is something we have talked about. Just like that. Okay? Here is your question. You know that I am a New York Mets fan.
Yes.
Don't hold it against me.
Probably obsessed, and don't hold it against me. All right, here's your question. If the New York Mets win out, don't laugh, Davey. If the New York Mets win out, winning every game left in this regular season, what will their win streak be? Ready, go. How many games?
I don't know.
20. You're going to go 20. Boy, you were close. It's 16. It would be 16.
Oh.
They have 16 games remaining. Davey. Davey, why are you looking like that?
It's going to be impossible for any team to go 16-0.
I think you're probably right. You're right. They're not going to go 16-0.
It'd be remarkable.
It would be
miraculous.
Right?
It's a miracle. Do you believe in them?
Listen, I'm so sorry for that, Sue, but we are, or Sherry, I'm sorry, we are going to give you I'm going to give you both. You can have the Beatles tickets, 1964, coming September 19th to the Stanley Theater, and Kimberly Akimbo this weekend, Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday at the Broadway Utica at the Stanley Theater. So I'm going to give you to Davey. We'll also give you the all-in-one food and fun card. You know that's a $25 gift card. Good at the Comets games. Good at Aquavino, Babes, Taylor and the Cook, and the list goes on. So stand by. Davey's going to shower you.
All right.
In consolation prizes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're never a loser here.
Yeah.
I know it.
All right. Sherry, thank you. Stand by, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you. Davey, you got her. Shower her with love and prizes and all that. You want to pipe in on what's going on? You want to pipe in about the debate? You want to talk about, we're going to have Mayor Galimi on in a little while talking about what's going on at Harbor Point. I do believe that when you're putting a whole package together, Harbor Point can play a big role in what's going on downtown.
Yeah. You want some comments?
Without a doubt. We have a lot of comments, and we'll get to that right now with Andrew. I got a bunch here, too. YouTube is back up, by the way. I don't know. Power surge? I have no idea.
Some of these are, let's see here. I'm trying to think. We're trying to go back a little while because we had comments earlier in the day and then late yesterday.
Okay. Go ahead.
So this was, God, yes.
I cannot believe that, and I'm hearing more on Wayne's trip at Walmart where he got yelled at.
Yeah, so let's go with this one from Sue and Utica.
And was they would not allow him to check out because almost an implication that he was going to steal. So now you know why they limit it to like 15 items, because the person that's overseeing it all can't keep track and people are stealing.
Yeah, I mean, what did they expect when you tell the customer, here, cash out your own groceries?
You cash it out, yeah.
Yeah, we trust you. Mm-hmm. Sue and Utica, this is only the case at Walmart in North Utica. They started about a month ago. It is supposed to help them find the thieves.
I don't think it's going on in New Hartford.
They have had so much loss. That's what they told me.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sue and Utica. Dave in Alabama.
But they don't have to treat people like crap.
Exactly. Right. You can be still polite.
Should not have been treated that way.
Dave from Alabama. Zogby's only true statement was, quote, I shouldn't say this.
That's funny.
Christine.
Well, listen. Listen. Andrew is you're a Trump supporter.
I am. Yes.
And
in this election, yes.
And your conclusion on the debate?
It was rough. It was rough to watch.
It was a disaster.
It's emblematic of, and again, even some might, criticize me for saying this, but he does make it tough sometimes to support him. And I really kind of support the policy. This sounds cliche or whatever, but I more support the policies. Because I again, like some people who hate Trump, right? I don't care who we elect, a ham sandwich over Trump. Well,
cardboard
you got
box,
that,
I've heard.
which you got.
Yeah.
You got that in 2020. But I'm a policy over person thing, and I think that's what it's going to come. That's why I think it's still so close.
To me, it's not as much Trump's policies. I know I hear this all the time. I'm sorry, this will piss people off, but it's Republican policies. Mitch McConnell is really the one responsible for that current Supreme Court. Now, I know Trump did what he had to do, but Mitch McConnell, he gets ripped on. Mitch McConnell is the guy.
He wasn't responsible for the economy.
The economy is also another. Remember, we dealt through COVID and all of that. I'm just saying, the policy is a Republican policy. The economy seems to go,
and he's running as a Republican candidate.
That's exactly right. You're absolutely right.
That's why it's policy
which is why I would have supported Nikki Haley, but I don't have that opportunity. All right, more comments. It'll get us going here, Andrew. Let's go. Come on.
Christina Whitesboro. Trump has no respect for women. He didn't even look at Kamala during the debate. Let's see. Big Honey and Hecla. He always likes to get you fired up here.
No, he's not going to do it today.
He's got a couple comments here. I had to check my channel. Thought I was listening to Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. Well, now a Zogby poll holds no water in my eyes. Way too biased. Too biased to be in that position.
Big honey, are you telling me that this morning you learned that you don't have the same policy? Your politics, let's say it that way, are different than John Zogby's, and you learned that this morning. I would say, where in the hell have you been? And here's the other part of this. Most of what we have on this station is conservative. So when you get a liberal Lou who comes on, I enjoy that.
Me too.
And when you get John, who certainly leans liberal, John is known throughout the country, nationally. You'll see him on national programs. We're lucky enough to have him right here in our backyard. Take that. That to me is makes it very valuable. Ryan Nobles, I understand. I have people. I mean, do you all want me to just bring people on that say exactly what you think? Just repeat it like a freaking parrot? Is that what you want? Because you're not going to get that here. So if that's the case, do we have dials now to turn the channel? Or
I don't know.
How do we turn the channel now?
I don't know that there's dials.
Depends
anymore.
on
I think
your
it's
radio.
touch screen, mostly touch screen now.
Mine has a dial, but you got to go through 9 different levels to be able to get to the point where you can actually turn the channel. I'm just saying, when you hear other people's viewpoints, to me that is a good thing. All right, what other comments do you have? Big Heckler, come on, man.
Big Heckler. Big Heckler. It's Big
Heckler.
Honey and Heckler.
Big Heckler.
Let's see.
He's heckling, get it?
Let's see here.
Well, if you're going to go around, I got a bunch more here. Yes, I've seen them. 15 or less in self-checkout. New Hartford is doing it. The cashier lines were backed up. I said, okay, Price Chopper, she said, the same type of thing. There are more cashiers now because I think these stores are beginning to learn that they're being stolen from.
Yeah, pay the freaking people to do the cashier job as the checkout.
Joe Joseph, the Post did New York Post did a fact check this morning in the paper. Kamala did make a significant amount of untrue statements. All I'm telling you is the story that I read from one fact checker today. There was a small amount, but the one big one to me was when she said we have no active members of the military in any war zones around the world today. That's not true. And that I can't imagine would bode well with military families. Anything else you have?
No comments as of right now from today.
Wayne said the woman that came after me in Walmart had a Scottish Rasta accent. Well, that would be two different.
Yeah, I'm
two very different.
Trying
things,
to picture
Wayne.
that.
Listen, I want to tell you, Collis, September, they will tell you, is the time for savings at Fred F. Collis & Sons Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Right now, there are many, many rebates out there. National Grid, Carrier, Clean Heat New York, rebates that are increased substantially in the fall and in the month of September. And Collis has them all in order for you to be able to take advantage of. Why not act right now and get the extra cash back? In some cases, you have people making maybe the number is about $93,000 a year in their household. And they're eligible for upgrades from between $5,000 and $24,000 with no match, no out-of-pocket cost. That's a family making $93,000 a year. That's pretty darn good. There's also exciting news about NYSERDA's Empower Plus program. Income-eligible customers can qualify for free home energy upgrades, heat pumps, insulation, hybrid water heaters, and the list goes on. So you say, well, how do I know how to sign up for all of these? I'll be going through so much paperwork, it won't even be worth it. No, you just call Collis, and their experts will walk you through it all. Fred F. Collis and Sons, Heating, Cooling, and Insulation, 315-860-1301.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have a serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. I still had symptoms on my beta blocker, so I asked my cardiologist about any treatment advances. It was a breakthrough for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SAVVY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text SAVVY to 42424. That's SAVVY to 42424.
Here's your chance to win a 2024 Jeep Compass. Enter the Rome Capital Arts Complex car raffle. This is not a national promotion. It's a fundraiser for the Capital Arts Complex.
Buy your $50 car raffle ticket at the Capitol Theater box office. Visit RomeCapital.com for additional locations and details. Brought to you by Town Square Media, WKTV, and Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Rome.
Buy your raffle ticket
from the Stanley Theater Studios, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, the Town Square Media Station.
It's out of this world, literally. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The first non-NASA spacewalk just happened.
Back at home, we all have a lot of work to do, but from here, Earth sure looks like a perfect world.
That's billionaire Jared Isaacman, who went out on the capsule first, followed by a SpaceX engineer, part of a crew of 4 civilian astronauts on a mission that Isaacman partially funded. The day after they shook hands and stood almost side by side at a 9/11 commemoration ceremony in New York City. Former President Trump and Vice President Harris will go to battleground states. She'll rally in North Carolina. He'll campaign in Arizona after their first showdown Tuesday night.
We won the debate according to every poll, every single poll. I think that, are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know. But we'll think about it.
Harris supporters say she clearly won that debate. Even some Republicans have been critical of the former president's performance. Nearly 2 months after the Trump assassination attempt, the acting Secret Service director will give a classified briefing to lawmakers today in Congress. Republican in the House, Michael Waltz, is on a task force investigating and tells Fox they still want more info on the gunman.
What really radicalized him? What drove the motives? They keep telling us, well, we're making progress in getting into these multiple encrypted overseas accounts, but we're not getting any documents or what they're finding.
There's more anger at Israel and Gaza after an airstrike hit a school at a refugee camp, killing at least 18 Palestinians.
Refugee agency UNRWA reports 6 of the dead were on its staff. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres condemned the strike, saying what's happening in Gaza is totally unacceptable. Israel describes the incident as a precise strike on terrorists and insists it took measures to protect civilians from harm.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. 3 wildfires keep raging in Southern California, burning down homes from Orange to San Bernardino counties, leaving thousands evacuated from their homes. Francine's just weakened to a tropical depression, moving into Mississippi and Alabama. America's listening to Fox News.
I opened a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments. There's no better vote for your financial safety than precious metals. So Noble Gold Investments is giving away up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account this month. Just use promo code TRUMP. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
NYPD officer Jonathan Diller's tragic story made national
national headlines this year. Now, Jonathan was shot and killed by a career criminal during a traffic stop. Jonathan, who's just 31 years old, leaves behind his wife, Stephanie, and 1-year-old son, Ryan. Now, nothing will ever replace the loss of a husband and a father, but the Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to pay off the mortgage on the Diller family's home. Please commit to $11 a month. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
In those wildfires burning in Southern California, 10 firefighters have suffered minor injuries. The biggest of those blazes has scorched 76 square miles with zero containment. Now an update on a wildfire that scorched Colorado in July and August.
The Alexander Mountain Fire in northern Colorado burned for nearly 3 weeks, destroying 29 homes, charring nearly 10,000 acres. Now the Larimer County Sheriff's Office believes they know who started it. They've arrested 49-year-old Jason Hobby and charged him with arson, false imprisonment, and impersonating a police officer. Hobby was an employee at a guest ranch that was threatened by the fire. The sheriff's office says his truck was equipped with firefighting apparatus, and he presented himself falsely as a certified firefighter. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
There have been 10 other arrests in Colorado. Alleged members of a gang in Aurora.
TDA, Tren de Aragua, a transnational prison gang based in Venezuela. Now, charges include child abuse, attempted first-degree murder, illegal discharge of a firearm, and more. Aurora has been in the spotlight recently after surveillance video from an apartment building was overtaken by armed men, and it went viral online. Now, the joint statement from Aurora officials addresses what they say are misleading social media claims, saying this: as for the perception and reality of public safety in Aurora, please understand that issues experienced at a select few properties do not apply to the city as a whole or large portions of it. TDA has not taken over the city.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. Later this hour, another update on the economy. The wholesale inflation report, the day after we found out consumer price inflation went down again last month. The 2.5% annual rate compared to August of last year was the lowest since February 2021. On Wall Street, where they expect an interest rate cut next week, stock futures are rising the day after big Dow and NASDAQ gains. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. A Columbia County man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Saratoga Springs. Yesterday, state police were searching for 48-year-old James DeLea of Hilldale after he threatened self-harm. He was spotted in Malta but refused to get out of his vehicle before leaving that area. A low-speed pursuit began that later ended in the parking lot of Bethel Saratoga Church, where DeLea showed a firearm. He did not follow commands to drop it before being shot and killed. Nobody else was injured. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand today will call for legislation to be passed that would give children free meals at school. The measure would allow students to get free breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack, regardless of their family's income level. This bill would expand access to free meals during the summer months and also get rid of school meal debt. Data shows free school meals lead to positive outcomes, including improved attendance and classroom performance.
They like to do it for everybody so that it doesn't make the kids who are poor and receiving free meals stand out from the other kids.
Like, look at that person can't afford their lunch.
I like it because if I was in school, it would mean I like to eat and bring on the food, and I could never remember to bring
childhood obesity.
Money.
Let's bring it on.
Bring it on.
4 distressed boaters are safe thanks to the work of Good Samaritans. And
who's the woman proposing that?
Kirsten Gillibrand.
Never heard of her.
No.
We never see her, do we?
No. She came here once. She was highly confused. She had notes to let her know where she was.
Utica, Lion.
Yeah, at the Stanley Theater in Utica.
Completely confused.
4 distressed boaters are safe thanks to the work of Good Samaritans and New York State Forest Rangers. Authorities say the boaters were navigating rough waters on Stillwater Reservoir in the town of Webb, which is kind of ironic, on Sunday morning when their 2 vessels took on water and nearly capsized after encountering strong winds. A civilian was able to ferry 2 of the boaters to shore, while a forest ranger rescued the other 2 with the help of another ranger and civilian. Both boats were able to be salvaged and towed to shore, while a ranger was able to retrieve the group's belongings that went overboard. And Campbell's Soup. Listen to this story. Campbell's Soup, the iconic Campbell's Soup Company, is changing its name. After 155 years, the company is dropping soup from its corporate name and will be called the Campbell's Company. That's a little anticlimactic. It comes at a time when more consumers are reaching for snacks rather than soup. Last year, the company says its snack sales grew 13%, while its soups grew only 3%. Campbell currently owns many snack brands, including Goldfish, Snyder's of Hanover, Cape Cod, and Pepperidge Farms. It just goes to show you.
They own Cape Cod.
Yeah,
I like those chips.
Yeah, the kettle cooked.
However, the soup, their tomato soup. People will say, well, you can get a much better tomato soup if you go to a restaurant. That's true.
Yeah.
But their tomato soup has especially when you combine it with the grilled cheese, not toasted cheese.
Yeah.
Whatever. I would not think it. No, Andrew, I would not. I'm shocked by this.
Yeah. It's just, you got to just realize that a lot of companies own a lot of different companies. You just don't know anymore.
Right. You don't.
But that's it for the news. The weather forecast, on the other hand, is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net.
Here's the latest from the WIBX Weather Center for today. Full sunshine, high 81 degrees. Tonight, clear skies and a low of 54 degrees. Tomorrow, look for more sunshine, high in the low 80s, and the same thing through the weekend and into the middle of next week. That's the latest. I'm Mike Johnson for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Right now, we're at 56 degrees under mostly clear skies. It's 8:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The Buffalo Bills will be in the Sunshine State tonight as they look to start their 2024 season with a second straight win. The reigning AFC East champions are taking on their division rivals, the Miami Dolphins, at Hard Rock Stadium. Buffalo is coming off a 34-28 come-from-behind victory over the Cardinals Sunday. Kickoff this evening is set for 8:15, and the game will air on Amazon Prime and right here on WIBX.
We have the game as well tonight here on WIBX, and apparently they've set up a contest that we're going to do. We're looking for one person, and you can call Davey right now, one person who would be willing to make picks. This is winner, not spread. To make picks.
Yeah, it's straight up.
So we go now through the rest of the regular season, and the person who has the best record at the end, you got to pick a Thursday game, a Monday game, and a Sunday game. So 3 games a week. The person with the best record at the end of the season wins $200.
I love it.
All right.
It's so if you
want to compete. You'd have to be doing it every week with us, though. Reach out to Davey, 315. Davey, if you took 2 people, I'd be okay with that. 315-736-0186. Set it up with Davey. We'll get your picks coming up in a few minutes. A Thursday,
So we'll have 2
Sunday,
listeners throughout the remainder of the season. And they have to be committed.
They'd have to be committed to doing it.
They'd have to call in every Thursday.
This would be a duty.
A duty. Okay.
Anything else? Mets big win, Yankees big win.
Yankees win, Mets win, which was good because you want both your New York teams to win on 9/11.
Yeah. By the way, the Mets have 16 games remaining, and here's how it works out. They'll play 3 games in Philadelphia, 3 games in Atlanta. How about that? Then, 3 games in Philadelphia, 3 games in Washington, 4 games in Philadelphia, then 3 games at home with the Atlanta Braves, and finally the last 3 games of the season, the Milwaukee Brewers, and then we'll find out where the Mets go. What a comeback for New York this season. It's just incredible how they were like 15 games below 500 to start June.
Well, and, that's considering just a couple weeks ago they were 4 games back from the final NL wildcard spot.
Yeah, now they've
got it.
Yeah.
They're in lone position.
If the season ended today, they'd be in the playoffs. Yep. Okay, anything else?
I don't think we need to get into anything else.
All right, Kathy in Rome on tonight, Bills and Dolphins. She wants to talk about.
Okay, so is Kathy going to be one of our
No, she said no.
Okay.
Hi, Kathy. Good morning.
She doesn't want to commit to talking to us.
I wouldn't want to either. That's a major commitment. This season's long. Hi, Kathy.
Good morning to everybody. First off, I have to make a comment on the free lunches.
Okay.
And we had 2 kids in school, and I worked some overtime and everything, and I made the extra money, and I would pay school lunches off every month in full and not to even bother filling any financial papers out. I felt that, we needed to stand on our own 2 feet.
Sure.
And pay the lunches. And now, I think if you're at a certain income and you're having a problem, I think that's fine. But there's probably a lot of people that could pay their kids lunch. I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on the government.
Well, as public schools, maybe we should make kids pay for their own books. If that was the way, that's what happens in college, right?
Sure.
You got to buy your own books. No, but the school provides the books. And what they are saying is the problem, and I know this sounds very difficult to comprehend because it's hard to figure out when I think about it, but they say that they will be in a much better place if they end up making it a part of the regular program that they provide breakfast, lunch, and even dinner, I guess, for some, because of the delinquency that goes on in these schools. And in New York, there's not going to be a school that's going to say, you're behind in your payments, you can't have lunch. There are some schools around the country that have done that. So they claim that schools overall, when you look at the state overall, that will actually save money. Then I don't know how that works out. I gotta have somebody explain
Property
it to me.
taxes will go up a little bit, but hey.
Well, they're saying they'll actually save money based on being in a deficit. I don't know how that works.
I can remember that if I forgot
I guess
my
I
lunch
don't understand
money,
it.
one day you brought your lunch money the next day and whatever, and you were all paid up. There wasn't a problem. Do you remember, Bill, how much you used to pay far back as you can remember what you paid for school lunch?
I think for a lunch ticket, right? We got a lunch ticket.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. $2, $1 $1 a week, or $2 a week. I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
You know the solution. You just
What was
steal
yours?
other kids' lunch money.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what people have done for years.
What was yours?
I can remember far back, and you're going in the early 60s. I think it was like 20 cents a day, 25 cents at the most.
Yeah, it wasn't much. Yeah.
And
well, it is what it is. I don't know where this goes. And why is it? So it'd be a federal program? So Gillibrand is proposing it.
She's doing it across the country.
Across the country. Interesting. Well, that won't go anywhere.
I still think that people should do for themselves a lot. It just seems like more and more reliance on the government.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, when it comes to the bills,
now get into the topic at hand.
Are we talking about the bills that we pay or the bills that play?
the
bills
that we
will
play.
Okay, so I was getting confused. So
And
the Buffalo Bills.
I would watch the game because it's playing the Dolphins.
Right. You like the Dolphins.
I'm all excited because you have a former Michigan State player, Mr. Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
He played for Antonio and Coach Izzo, so I'm going to be watching for him to play tonight.
All right.
Hey, Kathy, how about Jaden Reed for the Green Bay Packers?
Oh,
Looking like
they're
the best
doing-
wide
they're-
receiver in the league right
There
now.
are so many. I've got a big map up on the wall.
I'll
And
bet
I've
you
got
do,
where
yeah.
the former players
All the
are
Michigan State
all
players.
around the country.
Nice.
And there's a lot of Sparty players.
Mm-hmm.
How are things with, well, I won't ask you. I was going to ask you a question that was more personal based
Go
on.
ahead and ask.
Well, no, I was going to, how are things with the neighbor? Because you remember there was that issue with the, would you rather not talk about that? I won't.
With the storm?
No, go ahead.
Well, when she had won the free money question, and when Davey wrote the address down, it was a number off, and it went to a neighbor
Oh, but it was made out to Kathy, though, wasn't it?
Correct.
I never heard nothing, so I
Nah, they just kept it and never gave it to her.
never heard
Well, they can't
nothing.
cash it, can they?
Well, we actually had to watch it, and because that was a money order at the time, so they could have cashed it, and it never came in. They must have just thrown. Oh, this is her mail. They must have just thrown it away.
Oh, gotcha.
See what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So we had to issue, but we had to wait 90 days before to see if it came in, and then if it came in, we were going to report it to the police. See, Kathy and I had this whole thing going. We were
You had a sting operation.
We had a sting operation going back in the day. Remember that? Well, we
Sounds
did.
good. No, I never heard nothing.
All right, terrible. Not neighborly love there. That is just a shame. All right, Kathy, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. I want to bring in. Can I keep moving?
Don't worry, I'm dropping spots.
Bring in the mayor,
Harper will love
Mayor
it.
Galimi, on the line right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy September. Happy September.
Yeah, happy Thursday. I got to say, a lot of interviews happen on the radio, and that last spot, school lunches, Bills Dolphins, money order conspiracies, that was a pretty good, it was a solid.
You get a wide range of topics here.
If I may, Mayor, I really think we covered everything during that, and a very incredible multitude of topics.
That was some serious radio.
Well, you just don't get that everywhere. I'm just going to tell you right now, you don't get that everywhere. Even the sting,
and there's a reason.
Capped off. There's a reason for that. Even capped off with the big sting operation that we were involved in. I thought was pretty good.
Or we still maybe. Yeah.
Really good.
Good.
You need any help? Any help with your neighbors? Just give me a call, and I'll be glad to help get them arrested.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Mayor. This has been going on since 1856. We've been trying to develop
since
the harbor.
before the FX Map Brewery was even open.
Years, like 2 decades or 2,
centuries.
Decades.
Well, so I was actually interviewed about the harbor yesterday, and one of the first questions was, "What is the delay?" And I literally started my response with, "Right back there in that corner in 1992." I stood on the harbor walls watching a band play on the barge because they were announcing the redevelopment of the harbor. That was I was 12 years old.
92.
And yeah.
Wow.
That's really when the big kickoff happened.
So if that happened, I mean, you think about it. It's been a long venture. What will open when you open part of the Harbor Point? What is going to happen?
So it's actually really good, and really come a long way. It's been 30-plus years of work between the LDA, multiple administrations. Right now, we just installed the kayak launch racks, which are awesome. It's an actual launch system where you can set the kayaks on a roller system, and it slides down, and there's a floating dock. But the promenade will open, which will be the whole surrounding portions of the harbor. And if you go down there right now, there's a giant fence around it. So the current delay this year was, land transfers, legalities around who insures it, et cetera. But we're finally working through that. And our hopes is, even if it's late in the fall season, that it can be open, but then in the spring, it'll be full on. It'll be an actual active place where, you could see an event similar to a Taste of Lebanon, for example, just to give you like a picture of something surrounding that harbor, and really active. I mean, so it's really finally coming to fruition. And having been standing there as a 12-year-old with the vision in front of me, now many years later being the mayor who's really kind of having to deal with the final minutia of getting this going, it's great. It's great for the city. It's great for everybody.
I'm glad you're going with the kayaks. I was inspired quite some time ago by Celine Dion. If you remember this clip,
she's a huge fan
on Larry King Live.
Maybe I'm too much like I'm not thinking with my head. I'm talking with my heart. Nobody can open any roofs. The helicopters flying in, take 2 people at a time, take a kayak, go into those walls.
I remember it well. It inspired me. And I said, after hearing that, Mayor, we need kayaks in the
if only
Harbor
Point had them.
Yeah.
Well, so think about this, though, in all seriousness, right? So the whole idea and what I expected, even going back 7-8 years ago, what was pitched is we'd have the docks. We'd have, I would be able to put a boat there and go between Sylvan Beach and Utica from the harbor, which I would love to see that come to fruition. But the reality is what the state is saying is that lock, while the state has to commit to fixing it, they've kind of deprioritized that. So I'm looking at it like, listen.
This is something that people don't, I don't think we all know, and I didn't know till someone called us here, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago, and said that the level of the canal and the level of the water in Harbor Point are 2 different levels. And
Correct.
there is a lock there. So if you're coming off the canal or from the harbor and you want to go to the canal, you have to wait for the lock to open to allow you to go through. And that is not operational right now. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And, I'm going to go back, just talk about long-term planning. Remember when the marina went in and everyone said that was crazy? Now it's privately owned. But in all seriousness, when the marina on the canal opened and we had all the docking, that was why that was not a bad idea. Because that was vision that we needed actual, we have the harbor, which is going to provide a lot of activity to the Mohawk in the interim, right, while we're waiting for that lock to be repaired. But then we also have the piece across North Genesee Street where we still have an operating marina with a restaurant on it with that docking system so that all of these giant boats or smaller craft for that matter, if they want to launch and really use the canalway between, say, Little Falls and Sylvan Beach, but use Utica as a waypoint, they still can do that.
Yeah, okay.
So really it's all coming together. But as far as the lock goes, look at the harbor. Now that we're going to have this active for, canoes, kayaks, and smaller craft, you don't need that lock to access the Mohawk. So, I'm looking at this listen, do we have to pivot the vision? Absolutely. But, if we have that type of activity open to the Mohawk, open to the harbor, you're still going to have all that availability for that water recreation, which is not something Utica has right now.
Right.
I know it sounds like a really pie-in-the-sky idea, but I'm looking to work with the school district to potentially have water-type sports like a crew active on that harbor for Utica schools. That's something we've never been able to do around here. So, it's really, key because it's going to be a component of the city that we're going to add, but it's also key because opening that harbor is going to be a major component of marketing the buildings and land that we still have to market and sell off from that LDC, which is only good for the city as well.
All right. What about restaurants on the water? Is that in the plans? I believe maybe some property has already been purchased over there.
So the property that has a deposit on it right now is for other hotels, which that demand was bolstered and requested after the hockey tournament, and now we have lacrosse coming.
Yeah.
And then, yes, there is both signatory interest on one of the buildings to bring restaurants down to the actual harbor itself, which will just be great because that entire area, whether you're talking, from Munson Williams all the way to, where Papandrea's is, we're tying everything back together now. This has been a huge long-term plan for the city for years, and now we're knitting everything back together, and it's all critical mass starting to feed off each other, which is great.
What if you're in Myrtle Beach? They have a number of these places where, in some cases, it's man-made lakes, but
like Barefoot Landing. I know
Barefoot
exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. Which would be, their walkways, stores, restaurants. I don't know if you're going to get the gators in there, but probably not. But
someone was talking about maybe putting some piranha in.
It's a great security system.
Be a great way to.
Bill, you just have to nail in the head, though, right? Everyone has these really grand plans of 40-foot ships in the harbor, going between the Cayman Islands and Buffalo. I'm looking at it exactly like that. If we can, even 1 to 3 years out, have rentals of, personal watercraft. If we have little jet boat rides, like that's the type of stuff we legitimately could do in this harbor, and that'll be huge. That'll be huge.
All right. I do think that plays such a big role
in the tourism element,
putting everything together, right? All the improvements that have been made up to this point, and then you want people to be able to see that, as they're coming in, that it's a vibrant city. There's a lot of stuff to do. Good stuff.
Yeah, so point blank, what's holding us up right now? That's the question, right? There's not really a holdup. There was just a lot of details. We are working with the LDC to work out the actual permit for the quote city, because it is two separate entities, to manage the promenade and those parking lots that surround it, so we can get those fences down. And then the ultimate plan all along has been to transfer that promenade back into the quote city as an actual corporation. So we're going to do a permit to utilize and manage while we're working towards the transfer, which we have to do a few more surveys and just make sure we cross a couple T's on that. But it's phenomenal. Once those fences are down, we're really gonna have people down there for an opening, and it's just awesome to see.
All right, I love it.
Even if you just listen to the surroundings, it's really just a serene setting in the middle of downtown. It's awesome. So.
Pretty cool. I think it sounds very exciting. So. Good stuff, Mayor. Thank you for the time. We appreciate the update.
Thank you. Have a great morning.
Mayor Mike Galimi on Harbor Point. Quickly before I break.
No.
You want me to break now?
Yeah, please.
All right, Wayne, you got to hold. We have a couple others on the phone waiting, and you're making them wait. It's Andrew that's making you wait.
Yes,
we'll break and come right back to all of it coming up at WIBX.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS. Call Civic Tax Relief for free information now. Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
Just call 800-841-0908. 800-841-0908. 800-841-0908.
You know the old saying, look with your eyes, not with your hands. Well, that does not apply at New York Sash.
Scott and Jill here again, inviting you to visit our Idea and Design Center showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro. It's a great chance for you to not just see, but also touch and feel all of our windows and doors, siding, and bath products.
Most companies are going to force you to make a major, important remodeling decision by looking at itty-bitty, teeny-weeny photos on a website or in a catalog.
But this is your home, for crying out loud. It's important to get it right. So come in and take a look with your eyes and with your hands.
Heck, you can even smell it if you want.
Drop by our showroom from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or Saturdays from 9 to 1 at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
Call New York Sash now and get 15% off windows, doors, or bathrooms, or online at NewYorkSash.com. That's NewYorkSash.com.
Do you dread turning your heat up or paying your utility bill? I'm Jen, and my team at Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating can help. Through the Empower New York program, we've helped thousands of people qualify for completely free insulation and heating upgrades, bringing energy savings to over 6,500 homes in our area. If you qualify for HEAP or SNAP, you're halfway there already. We can help reduce your energy bills while making your home more comfortable, all for free. Call us today at 315-859-6292. We promise to save you money.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, a 24-hour day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 20th at givemb.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives.
Powered by the Community Foundation and Up Mobility Foundation. Proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank, and brought to you by Town Square Media.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM is celebrating its 99th birthday with talk show host and comedian Jimmy Fallon.
Hey, it's your radio buddy Jimmy Fallon, and I am coming. This is not a drill, folks. It's the real thing.
Jimmy Fallon, heard on WIBX and radio stations around the country weekdays and seen on his live TV show Saturday nights on Fox News Channel, is coming for one show only. Friday, December 6th at 8 p.m. at the Rome Capitol Theater. Tickets start at $47 and go on sale Thursday, September 19th at 10 a.m. at RomeCapital.com. RomeCapital.com.
Bottom of the ninth on this show. I'm heading up to Utica. I'm doing the show live from WIBX tomorrow. Hanging out with my man Davey.
Jimmy Fallon, one night only at the Rome Capitol Theater from Keeler in the morning and WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 99 amazing years. Get your tickets at RomeCapital.com.
Show sponsored in part by First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Let's do this, baby.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, remember those tickets for Jimmy Fallon come up on our 99th birthday bash. Go on sale next Thursday, a week from today, at RomeCapital.com. Let me start, Wayne. I'm going to get to you. Lucia, I'm going to get to you as well. Evan Brown right now from Fox News Radio, the GOP, putting a government spending bill together that would include security measures for elections. What do we know about this one?
Good morning. Yeah, the bill actually is shelved at the moment. This is a spending bill that part of or the key provisions of the SAVE Act were attached to. And it didn't really get much traction, especially among Republicans who normally very much in favor of the SAVE Act, but didn't want it attached to a spending bill, fearing that if it fails, and it likely would have, that would be it for the SAVE Act as well. So that caused a lot of disagreement, shall we say, among House Republicans, and Speaker Johnson pulled it yesterday. But he's supposed to be having meetings today about putting together a different kind of bill in some way and have that proposed soon, because this is a stopgap spending measure, and the federal government is going to run out of money on October 1.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And that is
the proverbial can down the road.
I can't imagine that they would allow the government to shut down just weeks before the election.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to. It's a matter of not letting it, but it's a matter of what can they do.
Can you get everybody together?
Well, you need everyone together, and you have to remember this: the House Republicans have a very, very, very slim majority. It's 4 votes. They're actually down 1 because a congressman from South Carolina is out sick. He was taken ill.
Okay.
And so there's only 3. They can only lose 3 votes beyond that to be able to get something passed. So, so by not having that full support, Johnson has to try something else. Then, of course, there's the whole Senate side, which is completely different. The Senate Republicans are different animals from the House Republicans. So,
yes.
So anyhow, but regardless, October 1 is like 2 weeks and a couple days away.
It's shocking to think about how close Election Day is, but October 1st is just a couple of weeks away.
And speaking of bills, I know Eben is in the beautiful city and the beautiful state of Florida, and the Bills will be there tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're playing the Dolphins.
Hadn't heard.
Yeah. That's funny. All right. Well, we'll be watching tonight. That is for darn sure. And actually, we're carrying the game here on WIBX. Eben, as always, thank you for the time. We appreciate it. We'll do this again.
You bet. And remember, it's going to be 90 degrees here today. So
let me only say this, that we had a very hot summer, which is nothing compared to Florida hot, but 90, I think the Bills can live with that.
I think they can. And it was funny, I saw
And by the way, we're not playing on a Sunday afternoon. That makes it better.
Yes.
So.
And I saw a meme recently, and Eben will appreciate this. It says, the fall is finally here, but this is Florida, so it's still 95 degrees.
Yeah.
Right. We have 2 seasons, summer and not.
And not.
Yeah.
Just like it used to be when you lived in upstate New York, right?
Well, I was digging my cars out and
yes.
slipping on the ice.
Yeah,
Well,
that's all fun. All right, Evan, enjoy your time in beautiful Florida. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Have a great day.
You know, somebody
Evan
once,
Brown from
somebody
Fox
down
News.
there, I have a few people that I know that live down there, and I was, talking to them about the heat in the summer, and they said to me, you never have to shovel heat. And that was
that is
something
true.
that stuck with me.
That
They
is
deal with
true.
the 3 months of extreme heat, and then it's just beautiful the rest of the way.
Lucia, good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you, Bill?
I'm doing well.
You didn't let her finish yesterday, so.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, right.
What happened?
Yeah, you were
What
going to
happened?
call in with Ryan yesterday, and we didn't get a chance to get you on.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I know I called late. I apologize. Anytime that happen, don't worry about anything. Tomorrow is another day.
Tomorrow is
Right?
another day, which is
It
today,
is.
by the way.
It's
Today.
always,
Yeah.
But always another day. So what?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
What do you need
Oh,
there,
I wanna-
Lucia? Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to say, am I talking to Bill?
This is me, yes. It is.
Okay. I want to make
Me.
sure because the other guy interrupts sometimes. I don't know.
You never know.
You never know. Well, if you got to do it, it's got to do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. So what I want to say is, when Ryan Noble was speaking, and he was saying about the old timer, and his father is somebody in his family, they're older.
Yes.
They should not be in power. Well, sure. So, but the way I look at it is, Donald Trump was older, was in power. Look what he achieved. Look what the guy that they just took power achieved nothing. Kamala doesn't know anything. They're pushing her in. And Taylor Swift just endorsed her.
Yes.
Just because I think she should stick with singing.
Yeah.
Stay out of politics and garbage totally.
Yes.
So to get all those people.
But Hulk
again,
Hogan should
Trump,
definitely
yeah, right.
not. We want to make sure he's not squelched and he can get right in there and make his endorsements. Yes.
Right, Ryan Noble is a Democrat. What is he going to say?
Ryan is not a Democrat. Ryan is not a Democrat. Lucy. Ryan worked for Joe Griffo. He ran as an independent because he was running against somebody. There was already a Republican in the race, but Ryan is a Republican.
Ryan is a phenomenal person.
Yes.
You know, and he's so
You just don't
smart.
like his
Look what he did.
politics. But
Yeah,
really,
he's
his
phenomenal.
politics are just reporting. I know people argue with me about this, but Ryan just reports on what he sees.
Right. So I'm
And
not talking about.
unlike people who are Kamala fans who distort what really happened, unlike people who are Trump fans who distort what really happened, he just tells it like it is. I stand by him there.
It's true. Well, I don't stand by that.
I know you don't.
But
We
that's
would.
the way I
We
feel.
should distort
You know
it.
why?
Lucia was a
Ryan
Swiftie. That's
Noble,
where this
ABC,
anger really
NBC,
came
they're
from.
all crooked, and you got to tell it the way it is.
Right.
I don't want to look at it Trump eyes. I look at it my eyes, and I see what I see.
I see.
Distorting. They're selling the woman. That's the bottom line. Now, you don't want to be the Democrat or Republican. You want to be for the country. It's falling apart. Everything is a
Yes.
disaster. Look in Europe at what we have. Look what they've imported. You got to look at it the right way. That's the way it is.
All right.
And when I say you, it doesn't mean you. It means
Oh,
everyone.
I don't. I'm not taking it personally at all. I promise
Don't
you.
take it personally, yeah.
When
Thank
I
you.
look at it, I try to look at it the right way. Okay,
Yeah.
Lucia, thank you.
Or the left
Why
way.
is he? Why? I want to know why he's laughing all the
Why are
time.
you
'Cause
laughing,
I-
Andrew?
I'm not.
Yeah,
Oh, why am I laughing?
Are you?
Angel.
Wait a minute. Are you laughing at her?
No.
Are you sure?
I just saw something funny online.
Angel, you did it yesterday, but you don't know me. I was on the air before with Keeler, and I used to laugh. and make
Lucia,
people
I
laugh
know
all
you
the
from Our
time.
Lady of Lourdes. Don't think I don't know you. I know you very well.
I always,
I've known you for years.
You know me, and you don't know me. You don't know me to talk to me a little bit. I always like to. I think you're the best, and you're smart. You gotta be smart to be with Keeler. Because
You gotta
Keeler-
smile.
I don't know about
super
that. I'm
smart.
starting to wonder.
No, wait.
Hey, you better be careful.
Hey. Can you take a compliment?
No, I know, Lucia. I thank you. And you and I are more on the same page than you probably realize. But,
Yes. He's also a Trump lover.
Always. Politics is politics in the garbage, okay?
All right.
Friendship is another story.
That
Stay
is
well,
exactly
stay safe,
that is
and
exactly
thank you.
right. Lucia, thank you
Thank
as
you.
always.
Lucia, God bless.
You have a wonderful day. Ciao.
Ciao.
And let me go to Wayne. He's been waiting, and Wayne wants to be contestant number 1 in the
For our NFL
in the
contest.
NFL
Okay,
pick.
I like this.
All right, Wayne. Good morning.
Hey, I want Lucia and Liberal Lou to go at it in a debate.
We could set that up. We
Yeah.
could totally set that up.
That would be really something.
Lucia will eat him up.
She would.
Lucia will eat him up.
Yes, it would be chow for breakfast. That is no doubt. I'm with you.
And then you stick a little Ann right in there, because Ann will eat him up.
Ann and Rome don't mess around.
Oh,
She
Lordy.
does not mess around.
I don't know where we're gonna get.
Ann's my girl. Ann's my girl.
All right, you want to do the? You want to be one of the pickers, one who picks.
So it's every week, Wayne.
Yeah.
Every Thursday.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll get you tomorrow. So all I want is tonight's pick because I'm running out of time.
I have Thursdays off, so that works out good.
All right, perfect.
So tonight's pick, they got what? It's -2. Miami's -2.
Well, you're only picking money line winner.
Yep.
Okay,
picking the
so
winner.
then I'll go with Buffalo to start slow, but to finish
All
just
right.
like they did last
Finish
week.
big. I put me down for that too because I have to have that happen. All right, Wayne, love it, and we'll talk to you tomorrow to finish this off. Okay.
Thanks,
You're
guys.
going
Have
to
a good
need
day.
to pick Sunday
So you're going
and
with
Monday.
Buffalo tonight.
I'll take Buffalo as well.
Davey, what are you doing tonight?
Davey, you're taking.
I'm taking the Bills.
All right, taking the Bills. Andrew, you're taking
And while
Miami.
I'll be rooting for the Bills, I'm going to pick Miami for the sake of changing
Okay.
it up.
And Dave, you're going to have to get Jake's phone number if you don't already have it. Jake, good morning. You want to be the second contestant.
Good morning. Yes, sir.
All right.
Every Thursday.
Tonight's game only. Who are you going to take?
Miami.
Going with Miami. Okay. I think that's this is going to be
$200 on the line.
It's going to
a
be
good
a game.
prize.
End of the season, the person with the best score wins the $200.
So he took Miami?
He took Miami.
Yeah.
If there is a tie in any way, we will flip a coin
Fight to
for
the
the
death.
winner. Okay?
Yeah,
all right,
that's
Jake, we'll
fine.
need to hear from you tomorrow to pick Sunday and Monday, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Do you need my phone number or no?
Yeah, hold on. Davey's
gonna
going to
get it from you.
Okay,
Get it
all
from you. Stand by, Jake. Rick Lewis is in studio right now.
Ricky Lewis.
Rick E, not Ricky, as in Ricky Ricardo.
Rick, pause, E, pause, Lewis.
Wizard of Oz. This show coming to the Rome Capitol Theater. Same place as Jimmy Fallon for our 99th anniversary blowout. Good morning. Oops, got to get that one up.
Good
There we go.
morning.
You're up.
What is going on?
Good morning. You're in the wrong seat on me.
Yeah,
okay, talk about Wizard of Oz and what's coming up.
Yeah, we had a lot of requests at the Capitol for the Wizard of Oz since the tornado. And that was inspiring.
Makes sense.
At first, I thought people were just, joking
Like,
around.
come on,
And-
that's not appropriate.
And then I said, yeah,
Why not?
Why not? And we also took enough time has gone by. I think people, can think about it. And we also took the opportunity to get some stories of some of the people, things that they've done before, during, and after the tornado. And
And you're going to put those together as a video that'll play before.
the video will play prior to the
that's a
Wizard
good
of
idea.
Oz.
Yeah.
And it's really it's interesting because most of the stories you've heard were standing there and somebody's house is in a disarray and how does it feel right now?
Right, right.
But this is more like, hey, look back at it. Well, here I was sitting, and they can
Feel the rumbling of the wind.
And on top of that, a lot of people have cell phones and took video while it was happening, and they're telling it from their perspective.
Are you asking for them to send anything in, or
Well, that's what I'm going to do because I want to continue this. Because when I started doing it, I said, well, what am I going to do for footage? And I got some from KTV, and actually I used a lot of the audio from your show.
Okay,
I've
cool.
been with you guys at the Tucalana Club. You did
Yes.
a couple interviews there, and then recently at Espresso's. So I was able to incorporate different types of footage and
Nice.
people's stories with their own cameras I'm in the building and look, there's a fire outside my door, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The new iPhone that's coming out actually has a shortcut to be able to do just that. So sometimes you get your phone out, you're trying to get it started, and you can't. By the time you get the thing recording,
now I have a question.
It's gone.
The moment's fleeted.
Maybe there is an app on some of these phones. But is there something for auto rotate the screen so that even if you hold it vertically, it comes out horizontal?
That would be
helpful. That way, no matter how you hold
there's not.
No, isn't that seems like the logical thing to have?
Yeah, it would be like
because you're sitting there with a horizontal, a vertical, and then the guy wants it horizontally, just hits the button. And he's got a full screen. It seems
I hate that vertical.
Yeah, and
video.
Well, you can. You're usually shooting in such high resolution that you could actually zoom all the way in and turn it into it.
Right. But then once again, if you're shooting in 4K and it's 4K, you can still if you're edit with it. And otherwise, you're cropping it, and what was the purpose of it?
How many times do people say, don't hold the phone that way, hold it this way?
Yeah. I say horizontal, and they go, I always hold it horizontal. They got it vertical. I'm like, wow.
You ought to see
help.
You should see the blinds in their house.
Yeah.
They're really messed up.
Oh, the vertical blinds. You mean the Venetian blinds? Yeah. No, these were made in America.
No, those are shades.
How do people get videos to you if they have stuff?
I'm going to have an upload on the website, and I'll be putting a note on Facebook for people to go through and submit those. So today, at the show tomorrow, there'll be about 4 or 5 different stories. But
you're going to be up all night tonight editing.
I was up already. I'm kind of fried.
I see that. Now that you look wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
So reach out. Get videos if you have them, and even if you want to tell the story, you
tell
can
the
still
story.
squeeze somebody
And most
in.
people have pictures and video because they have the cameras. And I was surprised pleasantly.
It is amazing how everyone has a camera at their disposal.
Oh yeah,
at all times it seems.
But when I've been going through my footage because in October. I think it's the 17th, I'm going to be playing the 25th anniversary of the film we were in, No Budget Television.
Yeah.
and it's really funny to look at that footage where the one person has a flip phone and it's like she's high tech.
Yeah.
And nobody actually at that time thought this is going to be something.
Today we're literally laughing at those people with the flip phone. Yet they do still make them, and they make them in the current format, so you still can get it.
Yeah, still can get them, and at that time, trying to do something like this short video would have been hard because
you wouldn't have any
picture.
video
outside of special occasions and graduations and that sort of thing.
Trying to get stuff from TV stations. I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Today, everybody has a camera. It's
everybody
just
has a camera.
Incredible.
And
all right, tomorrow, Wizard of Oz is tomorrow.
7:00.
Okay, and you can get tickets at RomeCapital.com.
RomeCapital.com, and then, of course, you can go at the box office. I hope it's a sellout. We only have like 1,200 seats, as you know, like Jimmy Fallon.
That tickets go on sale. It could be a sellout. A week from this Thursday, the tickets go on sale, and we're excited to do it in Rome.
Yeah, it's exciting to have something like that at the Capitol. I mean, between this show and some of the other shows that Entertainment Services has been bringing these concerts, it's turning into quite a chore to put a movie in between.
I certainly understand, but you will do it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can hang with us for a little bit here. Larry wants to be the third person.
We're doing 3.
Do we do 3? I don't care. All right, Larry, you're in. Easy.
All right.
Who's your pick for tonight?
Miami.
Going with Miami.
So 3 Miamis and 3 Buffaloes.
I don't know where tonight's. I'm still wondering where this Bills team is. How good
I'm going to regret picking Miami, I think. But
I hope so. I hope you regret it.
Yeah. Can I change my pick?
You want to change it?
Yeah.
You can, but I always say first.
Yeah, I'll stick with Miami.
All right.
So I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so I'll have to give my picks.
You just write them down.
Okay.
Larry, stand by. Davey's going to get your info, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Larry. because we're going to need you tomorrow. I do want to break quickly so I can go to the top with John Decker because he's not on the line yet. Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle. Your best value is at Steve Ponte Mazda. They only select the best late model Mazdas for their Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles, and they offer them with a 160-point inspection and the balance of a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And if you need a lower price, you go to Rick and say, I need a lower price. And he'll say, let's make your deal on a Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, where it's always easy to do business, Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
Everybody thinks when you buy new windows, you just rip the old one out, stick the new one in, and voila, you're done. Nope, not the case at all. Scott and Jill here from New York Sash.
The truth is, over 50% of the time, the window frame that you pulled that old window out of has all kinds of problems, and it needs to be repaired at a minimum, and a lot of times, completely replaced.
If you just stick a beautiful new window in an old, messed up frame, you're asking for problems.
And guess what? Most of the companies just use the old rip and stick method. It's easier, faster, and yep, cheaper.
At New York Sash, we carefully inspect the frame for rot, bug damage, messed up trim, and fix it or replace it.
Hey, do it right or don't do it at all.
Call New York Sash now and get 15% off windows, doors, or bathrooms. 315-624-7344 or online at NewYorkSash.com. That's NewYorkSash.com.
Don Hartman and staff would like to invite you to save 30% on timeless treasures at the Potting Shed Antiques. For the entire month of September, enjoy 30% off the entire store, excluding gold jewelry and coins. Find unique items like furniture, lighting, stoneware, china, toys, glass, silver, costume jewelry, collectibles, and more. Visit us on Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro or online at thepottingshedantiques.com. Open Thursday through Saturday. Come find your next one-of-a-kind piece today at the Potting Shed Antiques.
This is Dr. Robert Fleischer, urologist with Mohawk Valley Health System. MVHS, in collaboration with Upstate Urology, is hosting a free prostate cancer screening event throughout the month of September to recognize Prostate Cancer Awareness Month and encourage men to get screened. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer and unfortunately the second leading cause of cancer death in American men. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during his lifetime. Early diagnosis of prostate cancer significantly increases the likelihood of survival. The free screenings include a prostate exam with a prostate-specific antigen blood test. I strongly encourage all men aged 45 to 75 to participate. Early detection can mean the difference between life and death. For more information or to register, please visit mvhealthsystem.org or call 315-624-4600. That's 315-624-4600.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, our community will hold Mohawk Valley Gives, a 24-hour day of giving to benefit area nonprofits. Your donation will help hundreds of nonprofit organizations meet our community's greatest needs, and every dollar counts. Join us on September 20th at givemv.org, and let's show everybody that Mohawk Valley gives.
Powered by the Community Foundation and Up Mobility Foundation, proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank, and brought to you by Town Square Media.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
And welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Right now at Mattress Express, buy almost any king or queen set in the store and get a free adjustable base upgrade. Everybody loves a free adjustable base. And take up to 5 years to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified buyers. See store for details.
Hey, I want to tell you, the Herkimer County Veteran Service Agency is moving to a new location. The new facility is larger, which will allow veterans to feel more comfortable and at home. This is going to be about honoring veterans and taking care of them. You're cordially invited to join Herkimer County for a ribbon cutting and grand opening at the Herkimer County Veterans Community Center September 18th at 1 p.m. The new facility is located at 25 Central Plaza, Ilion. It is a true testament to the community's unwavering and longstanding commitment to veterans. Everything from peer support, disability claims, pensions, health care benefits, all for veterans. Bringing U.S. Armed Forces veterans together and providing a welcoming space to connect and receive support. It is in Herkimer County. The event is September 18th at 1 p.m., 25 Central Plaza in Ilion.
This is Keeler in the Morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
All right, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Speedy drive-through. Their croissants, homemade, fresh donuts, homemade, fresh. The drive-through. You're not going to sit and wait in it. It's lightning fast. You're on your way. John Decker with us from Gray TV is the chief White House correspondent. John, good morning. It is post-debate. I want to hear what you have to say. Good morning.
Well, what I have to say is probably what you've spoken about, what your listeners have spoken about as well. It was a good night, a really good night for the Vice President Kamala Harris. It was not a good night for former President Donald Trump. One of his strongest allies in the Senate, Lindsey Graham, Republican senator from South Carolina, called it a disaster for Donald Trump. And I think one of the reasons had to do with preparation. A lot of preparation, clearly, by the vice president, lack of preparation on the part of the former president. As to whether or not it makes a difference in the polling, we'll have to wait and see over the course of the next week or so to see if Kamala Harris gets a bump in the polls. Typically, the winner of the first debate gets a 2-point bump in the polls. Doesn't sound like much, but with a close election, 2 points is a lot, particularly in the swing states.
Yeah, I mean, there are those who are saying that this was so bad that it's going to be hard to come back from. But then again, this election year we've been dealing with is so volatile. I wouldn't be surprised if something happens in the next couple of weeks that could change everything. You just don't know.
You just don't know. You know, as it relates to this debate that just took place, you could argue it was Donald Trump's June the 27th. And, of course, that's the date that Joe Biden had that debate, which was disastrous for him back in late June with CNN. This is the kind of cycle where there could be some event that we don't know that could change the trajectory of this race.
John,
right now, as things stand, the only thing that's on the calendar is upcoming vice presidential debate on October the 1st between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz.
I have 20 seconds. ABC, fact-checking Trump. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, that's not the reason why he lost the debate.
Okay.
Let's get that out of the way. He lost the debate because he was poorly prepared and he performed poorly, and he took the bait every time the Kamala
He took the bait every single time. I am out of time, John. Wanted your opinion, waited all week for it. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
It's back to Battleground States. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. 2 days after the first and perhaps only Trump-Harris debate.
The two are campaigning across the country from each other. Vice President Kamala Harris is in North Carolina today. She has campaign rallies in Charlotte. Then she heads over to Greensboro. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump's out west speaking this afternoon in Tucson. The campaign says Trump will address the economy and the rising cost of housing. Tomorrow, he holds a rally in Vegas.
Fox's Rich Edson at the White House. Tomorrow will mark 2 months since the Trump assassination attempt. Today, the acting Secret Service director will give lawmakers a classified briefing on the investigation. Democratic Congressman Jared Moskowitz says they need it.
Look, there are people out there on the left who think this thing was staged, and there are people on the right who think this was an inside job. And that's because no one is giving them information.
North Korea has test-launched more missiles days after Kim Jong-un, the leader, said they had to be sure his nuclear arsenal is ready for combat. Francine is now a tropical depression the morning after hitting Louisiana as a hurricane.
The tornado threat continues.
Fox Weather's Craig Herrera in New Orleans, where there was flooding with potentially more to come.
Widespread rain and some pretty intense rain at that. Moves all the way over into the Florida Panhandle, Georgia, Alabama, into Tennessee.
There are more than 400,000 power outages, most of them in Louisiana. We just got another inflation update. Wholesale prices rose 0.2% last month, a tenth more than expected, but the year-over-year rate of price increase dropped to just 1.7%. There was also A slight uptick in unemployment last week. First-time jobless claims rose to 230,000. A first in space.
Stepping into max reach, do you have visual?
Affirm, we have visual on the nose cone.
That's SpaceX's Sarah Gillis in the first non-NASA spacewalk ever. She went out after billionaire Jared Isaacman was the first to exit the capsule. He's the commander of the crew of 4 civilian astronauts. Isaacman also partially funded the private mission. America's listening to Fox News.
I opened a gold IRA with Noble Gold Investments. There's no better vote for your financial safety than precious metals. So Noble Gold Investments is giving away up to 10 1-ounce silver Trump coins or a 10-ounce silver American flag bar with a qualifying account this month. Just use promo code TRUMP. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com.
Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals, including gold, involves risks. Consult with your tax attorney or financial professional before making an investment decision.
Jerry Padgett, the second enlisted in the U.S. Navy and deployed multiple times to Iraq and Afghanistan until Jerry was catastrophically injured in an improvised explosive device blast. Now, Jerry received a new smart home thanks to our friends at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Now, the home is in the foundation's Let Us Do Good Village. It's in Florida, and Jerry now lives more independently thanks to the specially adaptive technologies. Commit to $11 a month, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash with a trivia question for you. How long do you think it takes in weeks to train a bath and shower installer to be 100% ready to tackle a project by themselves?
It's an important question because a lot of companies just hire random independent contractors to install their bathrooms. And usually they're plumbers or handymen, and they may not know the ins and outs of bathroom remodeling, which means, well, they're going to make mistakes.
At New York Sash, our installers are actual employees. We put them through a rigorous training program where they apprentice with a master craftsman for 60 weeks.
60. So when they show up to install your new bath or shower, it's going to be perfect. It takes 60 weeks, but it's worth it.
Call New York Sash now and get 15% off windows, doors, or bathrooms, plus low APR financing. 315-624-7344 or online at newyorksash.com.
This is Kevin Fear, president of Mattress Express. You may have heard in the local media that one of our competitors has filed for bankruptcy. Please do not confuse that company with my company, Mattress Express. We are your local, solid, reliable hometown mattress store. I've been in business in this community for over 35 years. I am here today. I will be here tomorrow. If you have ordered a bed elsewhere and it has taken far too long to come in, bring your receipt to Mattress Express. We will meet or beat the price on the same or comparable bed and get it delivered quickly for you. If you see a bed advertised locally, we will do the same. And right now, on most king and queen sets in our store, get a free adjustable base upgrade and take up to 5 years to pay on anything in the store with no money down for qualified buyers. See store for details. Shop with confidence at Mattress Express.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
From high atop Fox News headquarters in New York City, the most approachable radio host in America. It's Brian Kilmeade.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. We got a big hour coming your way.
We have the CEO of Goya Foods here. He's Uwanaway. He's going to be here. Bob Uwanaway. He's going to be in studio. He's also up to blast Donald J. Trump and the spiritual war. I'm going to be taking your calls, 1-866-408-7669. I could not believe how much people wanted to talk after that debate. I should believe it. I mean, 67 million people watched, so I should not be that surprised. But the lines were just jammed yesterday. We had a lot of great guests, but today we have a little bit more room. You could also write me at briankilmeade.com. So we'll get to all that. So let's get to the big three.
Now, with the stories you need to know, it's Brian's Big Three.
Number 3. The first question she was asked, are the American people better off today than they were 4 years ago? And she didn't definitively say yes. And the reason is, it's complicated.
No, the answer is no. They are talking points and they are living points. And when it comes to the economy, it's the number one issue in America. The reality could doom the Democrats if the Republicans can get their messaging straight.
Number 2.
Crime is down in this country, and the demonization of migrants is not consistent with our country's values.
When you hear a charge that illegal immigration and migrant crime is one of the greatest threats to the country today, you say what?
That is false.
Yeah, that's because you don't live in New York City or Aurora, Colorado? Well, how about Springfield, Ohio? The politics of the border might be interesting, but the effects of 9 million illegals plus, let alone the gotaways, has rocked this big and small cities across America and can't be spun as Ohio's governor has now sent out the National Guard to bring order to Springfield, overrun with Haitians.
Number 1.
Her economic plans. What is an opportunity economy? What does that mean?
And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.